Sometimes we just don't feel like working. We feel overwhelmed, unmotivated, unfocused, or time is just not enough. If this happens for prolonged periods, we may start to feel a sense of hopelessness and wonder if things will ever improve. Keeping productive is a matter of habits and processes we develop. In this video, I will share a few resourceful habits to empower your productivity. In Egyptian mythology, the deity Hay and his female aspect, Ho-Hay, was a personification of eternity and time, depicted as a frog and a snake. They were imagined to have existed before the creation of the universe and represented the black hole of infinity, directionless, unstructured chaos outside of creation. In contrast, the world and the universe are created to be finite and ordered. As with our lives, we are limited to 168 hours every week. This resource is bestowed to everyone in equal amounts daily. Not valuing how your time is being expended can give way to bad habits that lead you down a path of chaos and can suck away your time. Without a conscious effort to work smarter, you will unknowingly waste time in completing your tasks and unnecessarily create stress. Finding techniques to plan and keep track of your time more effectively can allow you to accomplish more with less effort and free up attention for improvement in other aspects of your life. Fundamentally, one of the most common productivity traps is multitasking. Multitasking or switch tasking is the process of rapidly shifting attention between tasks. Extensive research has shown it is very stressful and draining for the brain to focus on more than one task at a time. The interruption cost of switching between tasks can damage work productivity because the brain takes time to adjust to each task during every switch. So constantly switching between multiple tasks may take an hour to complete versus half the time if you immerse yourself in one task and only move to the next one when done. In the story of Little Red Riding Hood becomes distracted by the wolf and the flowers in the wood, leading her to divert her attention from her primary quest of visiting her sick grandmother. This story illustrates how distractions can result in dire consequences. Interrupted performances can decrease the quality of work and create higher stress, frustration, workload, effort, pressure, and land you in the belly of the beast. The Italian idiom, in bocca al lupo, in the mouth of the wolf, is a phrase used by medieval hunters to wish each other good fortune, and now is used to wish a performer good luck in a performance. The idiom is a reminder of the importance of a single-minded focus in any task and the perils of distraction. Therefore, to be fully productive in your working time, turn off phone notifications, restrict your email checking to a few set times a day, and eliminate social media to minimize the cost of switching your focus. Secondly, using your calendar is a pragmatic way of keeping your attention focused on one task at a time. Scheduling in your calendar forces you to rethink your work from tasks to time units. This small change increases the likelihood of getting things done. Make sure you leave enough room for unforeseeable tasks that demand immediate attention and have buffers in between longer tasks, say 10 minutes for every hour. A best practice is to color code your calendar by different types of activities. For example, red for work-related activities, green for meetings and communications, yellow for daily routines, blue for personal time. If you prefer, an alternative is color coding by different organizations, by projects, by teams, or by type of work. Using your calendar to plan your day the night before or your upcoming week can mentally prepare you for the challenges ahead and leave no room for procrastination in the mornings. Taking it one step further, you can also organize work around your energy levels. For example, if your peak energy is during Tuesday or Wednesday, you may choose to tackle the most difficult problems during this time. Thirdly, prioritizing your tasks is an empowering habit for improving your productivity. The Eisenhower matrix is a popular framework for prioritizing tasks by classifying them as urgent and/or important. Importance can be assessed based on its potential impact, whereas urgency depends on the deadline and duration to complete the task. If the task is not urgent or important, then the task should be eliminated. This may include holding unproductive meetings, watching reruns of Seinfeld on Netflix, refreshing your email for the 10th time this morning, or quickly checking social media feeds without a purpose. It's easy to become busy doing things that create no value and can easily become time-sucking black holes. Sorting out your most important and urgent tasks will give you a greater sense of purpose that eliminates the need to engage in non-urgent and unimportant stuff. Unimportant but urgent tasks, such as scheduling a trip or booking an interview, may be delegated if possible, whereas important non-urgent tasks, such as calling a client or replying an email, can be scheduled into your calendar. Prioritizing tasks is useful in determining what tasks to tackle first, which you may be putting off. Mark Twain once said, if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning, and if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. Tackling the most important task for the day first may give you a sense of momentum and accomplishment early in the day. If you're familiar with the Pareto principle or 80-20 rule, you will understand that 80% of the output or result will come from 20% of the inputs or action. Prioritization will keep you more focused on the tasks leveraged towards the most results. Fourthly, our sense of time can exert a psychological effect on our productivity. Parkinson's law states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. The law was named after British historian Cyril Parkinson, based on his observations of the bureaucratic system while he was working in the British civil service. Therefore, by shortening the time you give to yourself to complete a task, you create a distorting sense of urgency that conscripts your brain into mastering extraordinary focus towards its completion. If you've ever felt more productive completing assignments at the last moment before it's due, you've probably experienced Parkinson's law in action. You will also notice the same effect when you suddenly become super productive right before you go away on a long vacation. Squashing your deadlines down to a minimum and creating time constraints during your planning process will focus your attention while completing the task. Finally, don't forget to take breaks every now and then in order to refocus your mind. You may consider applying the Pomodoro technique developed by Francesco Cirillo, which uses intervals of 25 minutes of concentrated and intensive or deep work, followed by 5 to 10 minutes break, repeated with different or same tasks. During the break, you may want to consider taking a walk or doing meditation. Each short work interval trains the brain to focus and is proven for some people to help improve your attention span and concentration. In summary, in order to keep the time demons at bay and prevent it from stealing your time, you can start by eliminating distractions, planning your tasks on a calendar, prioritizing your work, and creating time constraints to force your brain to stay focused. Obviously, this doesn't mean that you should eliminate spending time on things that bring you joy. Remember to take breaks to refocus and refresh yourself. Time management is simply being mindful of the time you spend in each moment so you have more time to spend on doing things that matter in your life.